Welcome back, Weather Kingdom, everybody. In this update, we're going to be waiting just a few minutes. We are currently taking a look at the 0Z model runs. Yes, you guys did hear me correctly. We're going to be taking a look at the 0Z model runs today, and we're going to be taking a look at everything that's going on. Yeah. Okay, one moment, everybody. What is up? Thank you, everybody. What is up, Kent? What is up, Gritty? What's up? Thank you, Rainbow. We're at 702 subs. That was awesome. There is some interesting information going on, everybody. Hey. This wave is much more south. Yes, we're going to be basically explaining the newest GFS. We're going to be hearing about 12, 1 in the morning. We're going to be talking about the GFS Canadian, the GEFS ensembles. We're going to even try as far as we can for tonight. There is some interesting information going on here, everybody. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. We are already doing great. We have hit 700 subs. Tonight's goal is to hit 800 subs. If we can do 800 subs, that'll be a major milestone and very greatly appreciated. You guys have been absolutely very supported, and I have been working. I've been working very hard to keep everybody here. So thank you. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate. Huh, very interesting. I did not know there are ads in there. But when we are taking a look at the satellite imagery, we do have a bit of stuff going on. There is a mid-level spin. There is a kind of a low pressure here. I would say generally in this area right here. It's hard to see, you guys, but when you look at the low levels, you can see a spin like this, and it kind of tries and curls back in here with the wave envelope, and then we also see then it go back in here, and then kind of wraps back here. It's very broad. This is a very broad axis of a wave. I'm kind of drawing it out here. Some negative impacts, you guys, is basically dry air. Dry air is basically the only thing keeping this from right now of development. Okay? We got very warm waters. We got good ocean heat content. We got good shear levels. We're actually getting into better and better environment. There's a little bit of shear, but we are getting into better and better environment. Oh. Yeah, I can't move that. Hey, what is up, everybody? We already got 34 watching. That's awesome. That is great. We're already doing great tonight. We're going to be taking a look at all zero Z runs. Also, we are noticing a big amount of convection coming off Africa right here. Very, very important. And then you can see there is even a bit of dry air. Can you guys see this? If you guys can see this, it's very interesting. Look at that. You can see some dry air coming from northern Africa and seeping down into Africa here. Okay? This is very important where our dry air is. This is kind of that dry air flow. Okay? This is dry air. Also, we do have dry air to the north of this wave envelope right here. So there is a little bit inhabit on this system right now that's going to keep this from getting any stronger. You can easily tell in these serious clouds. Look at that. Very dry air there. Okay, very interesting stuff. Good night, Barbados, in the past. Okay, welcome everybody. This is basically the satellite imagery. I'm kind of right now doing everything here. This is the map of my satellite imagery. Okay. We got the dry air and everything going on. You can easily see there's even another wave back in here. That's probably convection advance, you guys. As of right now, we'll have to wait and see. But there is a lot going on. Okay. Hello, welcome. Just came from Patch Stream. Hey, what's up, everybody? What is up? Our goal is to 800 subs. We're already doing great here. You can tell this is basically a wave envelope. This is our wave right in here. You can see that broad vorticity right in this wave, and then even some dry air to the north. This dry air is actually kind of coming out in front of this, and it's going to help to keep this from getting into more of a stable environment in the short term. In the long term, this will likely help to produce much more activity. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. We're already doing great here. This is that dry air and Saharan dust. So, when we take a look at this is very important, the models, okay? I haven't took too much look at this. I've been very busy, but we're going to kind of take a look at the 18Z and then go into the 0Z as it's already 11 o'clock tonight. We're going to be watching all of the information here. Very interesting. So, this is the GFS here, and we're going to actually go into the next 24 hours out. So, we're actually going to go to a new map too, the MLS precept. I want to take you guys for the steering currents, because we have noticed a major shift to the south. And you guys might be wondering, okay, I'm seeing this major shift to the south and west, but why? And I'm going to try and, we're going to go by 24 hours, and we're going to show you guys the high pressures, the troughs, and we're going to kind of go through it and compare to last runs and see what do we need to see for this to trend back north and away from these islands. It's going to be very interesting and something to really watch here. So, when we take a look at the next 24 hours, what do we have here? So, we have a high pressure, basically a 1025 high pressure right here. This is kind of coming in here. This is the isobars. Okay, I'm not good at drawing, you guys. I did not take good art class, so do not mind me. But this is that kind of drawing right now of the what's going on to the north of this system. Why is it staying west? Why is this just not going out to out to sea? Because you guys might be wondering, why would this just not go up to the north and out to sea? Question is basically the answer is very simple. The Bermuda High. The Bermuda High, if you guys do not know anything about the Bermuda High, it pretty much controls the entire Atlantic and our weather pattern in the entire northern Atlantic and our subtropics, our northern up in Alaska. Our Bermuda High, if you guys actually do not know, is a major part to the United States and Atlantic's weather. It's very interesting. Something to take a look at. We are taking a look. This is great to explain this to all of us. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. If you guys have any questions, please comment in the below in the chat. Feel free to anyone in the moderators to help and watch. So basically, what we have going on here, this is a weakness in our trough. And if this storm, our wave right here, was plotted right here, what would you guys think? Right now, if this low was all the way near the Bahamas, this would be probably going out to sea like this, because it's getting pulled by this cold front that's coming off East Coast. Okay, that's pretty much to sum it up. So in the next 24 hours, we're at 1,011. So what does the next 48 hours look like? We do see some deepening in the low pressure here. We also see it kind of moving west. Also, we see a high pressure up here to strengthen. This strengthens. And what does that mean here is we got lower pressures off Africa right here. That's lower pressures. That's actually very interesting with our next tropical wave that we're going to have to take a look at. Yes, it's going to turn out to, we'll have to wait and see. How do you think the Caribbean will pan out? The Caribbean will pan out, honestly, we'll have to take a look in the next few days. Basically, the question is, how weak does it stay? How west does it go? If this does get into the Caribbean, let's say it ends up going around here, I do think eventually it will start to make its northern movement. If it's just out to Puerto Rico, it's probably going to hit the Dominican and weaken. This will considerably weaken it once it makes it to the Bahamas. But my more thinking is this is going to make a landfall, or it's going to glaze just north of Puerto Rico and then kind of move like this, in my opinion. Or does this go between Puerto Rico like a storm that we saw a few years ago and then go into the Bahamas? Those are major factors, because I do not think it will get to this part, you guys. The furthest I think this will get in the Caribbean is in the most eastern part of the Caribbean. That's my opinion. That's what we are seeing with the latest data. We'll have to wait and see. So it's very interesting and very big. Thank you guys for actually staying here. We have over 118 views. That is awesome. We are crushing it. We're going to be taking a look at the 0Z model runs. If you guys are new, please. So I hope Lee WX, I hope you to pretty much explain what I mean with the Caribbean. It's a mix between the two. Yes, it definitely could be. I can. Has the Bermuda gotten stronger? Yes. Mindy Weeks, it has gotten much stronger. It has actually gotten stronger in previous runs. So when we take a look here and look at previous runs ago, let's go back a few days ago. This is about a run. Technically, this was stronger to the northern. We have two high pressures. We got one to the northern, closer to Greenland and parts of Canada here. But then we got our main Bermuda high right here. This was about probably 6 runs ago. And you can tell we did not have a 1026 here. We probably had a 1024, 1023 millibar. And that's why this storm was already so far to the north. Also, we had a weakness, generally more of a weakness up in here. It wasn't as much as red. We saw more neutral to even blue colors, lower pressures. That helps to pull storms to the north. So this is about probably a day or so ago when we're talking about more of an out to sea path here. But in recent runs, we're going to go back here. Let's look at it. Look at the recent runs. We have become more and more southern and bullish on that southern high pressure. It's very interesting. Something to really take a look at. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. We have 112 people. Let's get our goal up to 150 likes here. That's the goal is to get out to 50 likes here on the channel and 800 from. How far can Storm feel the troughs? That's a good question. I'm not too good with that. If anyone else in the chat would like to experiment. The Bermuda high is stronger, I meant. Yes, the Bermuda high is stronger. And the launching point is more south. That is very right here, you guys. That's very pinpoint. So when we take a look at the next 48 hours, we do see more of a dominant high pressure here in the recent runs. And it's even a further point. This wave was actually supposed to access a lot further north. So that's very interesting. When we take a look at the next 72 hours, what happens in the next 3 days? This little guy becomes stronger. This is probably now at a tropical depression or tropical storm. Also, our high pressure up here is much stronger. We have a lot more reds. That means we have more of a forcing of the system staying to the west and south. If this was much weaker and we were seeing threes right here, this storm will be probably shooting up like this. It will be feeling that weakness and it will be likely going out. But no, that is not the case scenario anymore. Now what we're seeing is more of a westward push, something like this. And we're going to have to watch the 0Z runs because I'm very curious, and the ensembles, what happens here in the 0Z runs. So, very informated weather here. Now I want to take a look at the next 96 hours. This is the next 4 days. What does it look? GFS has a tropical storm. It's not huge, but it's a pretty good consolidated tropical storm that's continuing to move west. Our high pressure weakens just a bit, but we still got dominance in the high pressure. You can tell moving. You see this right here around this low? This is what you call dominance forcing in the high pressure. That's keeping this system south and more moving in this direction right here. It can't move north because it's not. If we were seeing these colors, that's over just North Africa right here. And let's move that right here. This system will be shooting out to sea right now and probably miss Bermuda by hundreds of miles. But that's not the case. So when we take a look at the next 120 hours out, this is the next 4 to 5 days. This is the next 5 days, you guys. Very interesting stuff. Basically, when we take a look at this, hey Void, what is up? What is up? So what happens? Wow, that happened so fast. Yes, it has happened fast. Okay, thank you. Icon model is running. That's very good to know. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe as we are trying to get up to 800 subscribers. Ian hit me directly. It was awful. Yeah, I know. Ian was a really bad storm. Holy yap. Southwest Florida. Lee WX. Hey, so basically, this is the 18Z. Our high pressure strengthens right here to a 1031. But what's going on here? We now got a reinforcement high that's moving in this direction. Okay? So with these two dominating highs, you guys, this is that pattern flow. Okay? This is that pattern flow. Basically, what's going on here is it's helping to drive this to the west. And we still got a little bit of forcing right here. Also, this is much more south. So even if it wants to gain a little latitude, it will. But it's not going to do as much. It can't go north because there's a blocking high pressure that's increasing. Okay? So it can't do this. This is not going to happen. Okay? So let's go into the next 6 days. So this is the next 6 days. We got now a category about a 1 or 2 hurricane. We'll have to wait and see on the strength. I'm not too confident on that. But basically, when we take a look at this, by the way, thank you guys. We're at 707 subs. Very greatly appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Pressure force to drop. High pressure suppressing this to the south. Yeah, 3 hurricanes in 2 years here in Florida. Don't need one this year. I agree. Interesting weather, Kingdom. Yeah, no problem. If you guys have any questions, I don't know why the notification is so late. Yeah, very interesting stuff. So when we keep taking a look at this, look at that. We only have gained very little latitude right here. if this goes any more south, like in the next 0Z run here, this will likely make a landfall directly in the islands. Okay, I would not be surprised. We're at the wait on the 0Zs. The 0Z should actually be coming out in the next half an hour. So if you guys would like to stay tuned, that would be very greatly appreciated. So right now, we are at our highest view count here at 128. That is absolutely awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you. So we're going to keep going here with this. This is our high pressure. So you see how these two are now dominating to the north? There is now no breakthrough to the north. Also, the position starting point is much more south. So this is why the differences have changed so much, where we have much more of a dominant over this system and much more south. So when we take a look at this, let's go multiple runs ago. Look at that. Prime example. This was about a day and a half ago. You guys see this? We had a bit of a weakness. You guys can tell in the isobars where they dip like this. You see that? They dip like this. Basically, that's a weak trough. And you can actually see right here a bit of nudges to here. So basically what happened here is we had a high pressure that was trying to pull this back in here. We had another high pressure that was much more weaker that had this. So with a stronger storm, this right here probably kind of went like this and then out to sea. It was like a few days ago. Okay, that's a prime example of what has happened in the last couple of days. And then when we take a recent runs, look how much more dominant this has gotten. This has become so dominant. Now, we don't even see what we saw that a few days ago on these runs. Now we got a solid, much stronger Bermuda high and also another high to the north of this. So what does this mean is this is generally going to go more west than expected. And I'm very curious what the next model runs show. So my question is now, what happens? Okay, do we see this? You explained this so well. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate that. If you guys love this information, please like and subscribe. Very great. So this is in the next. Let's go back to 120. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then. So this is in about the next 7 days. You guys, I just want to say, we only like to look at this in the next 5 days. This is in the next 6 to 7 days this far out. Very big in information. Yes, the GFS shows a major hurricane. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not ruling it out, but we'll have to wait and see. So what's going on here with the pattern here is, yeah, the high pressure actually attracted back to the north, but we still got a dominant high pressure generally right in here, okay? That's helping to keep everything kind of moving the flow west. Also, we have a little bit of a trough right here. So basically, we also have a little bit right here that's going to help to move this just a tad north, but it can't move. It can't end up being over here because we have a blocking high, and this would just get pivotal right into the northeast if it was there. So it can't do that. This can't happen. But let's go back a few runs ago. Okay? Let's go boom, and then let's go a few days ago. So basically, what happened here is, this is probably a few days ago, we had a low pressure over here. Now our low pressure is all the way down here. Pretty crazy of a southern shift on the GFS. And okay, very interesting stuff. Very interesting. We'll have to wait and see, you guys. This is very interesting. Just one moment. So, okay. One moment. So, basically, this is the difference in that. Why is this so much more north? This, for one, is weaker. Okay? This is weaker. Also, do you guys see this? On September 10th, it had a cold front right here. So with this cold front moving like this, high pressure moving like this gave access for our low pressure to do something like this and then back into the north. Okay, this was a few days ago of a model run. But now, let's erase that. Let's stay on here. Let's go over. You see how that dominates there. Then we see this dominates even further. Then this high pressure, instead of a 1030, now we're at a 1032. Then a 1033. And also this more connected. And then this weakened a bit, but this is much more of a dominant high pressure. You see that? And then we went to the latest run. It's a little bit even further south. We'll have to see, but it's much more dominant. Okay? So this is in the next 7 to 8 days. What's going on here? Okay, basically, we got this going on. We start to see our northern turn. So basically, the United States right here for Florida cannot get hit on the latest 18Z. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not too confident. Things are going to change, okay? I like to dissect these models because it's very important. Puerto Rico, also, it is definitely possible. Puerto Rico can get impacted. I'm not ruling it out. It is extremely possible. And basically what's going to happen here is, now with this being further away, we're now seeing an axis north. So this is likely to start turning north here in the next few hours at this point, in the 100 as we keep going. Also, we have a dominating high pressure north. So it generally gets pivotal generally in this region right here on the latest 18Z. Okay, it's a 959. This would likely bring some impacts at this point. And then we see this. Let's go a little bit more, 956. But look at that. Also, what we see here, this moves much more slower. And then look at that. We see even much more of a westward. So actually, what's going on with the pattern here? So this high pressure is diving, you guys. This high pressure is kind of trying to loop back in here and reinforce this while we have a trough. This is technically a cold front, but right in here. So this is going to start feeling its weakness and start going north. But we got a high pressure racing behind this. So the question is, how quick does this high pressure get over this storm? And then this could actually be a little bit more in the westward push. I will not be surprised if this enters the Bahamas or Puerto Rico, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised. Do low pressures drag other low pressures? Actually, they could drag other low pressures. Basically, we see this in the wintertime a lot with nor'easters. When we have a low generally here, usually it's a tilted trough. And then actually what this does in the wintertime, it helps to bring the movement towards the inland. We saw this with Sandy, and then general low pressures will crash into the northeast. Okay, that's usually what could happen, but sometimes that's not always the case. So there's the answer for that. If you need me to explain in a little bit better detail, just let me know in the comment below. No problem. Seems like models as of recent has underestimated the expanding high pressure and expansions in strength. That is very true. Going to be relieved a small storm. Yeah, relatively a small storm. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate that, Lee. Weather Kingdom. Still watching the golf for a spin up. Yes, we're going to be actually talking about that also in the stream. We're going to be here for quite a while, in my opinion, for another hour or so. So we're going to be really watching this. By the way, we're only 10 likes away from 40. Also, let's hit 710 subs, everybody. We have 134 people. Whoever is not subscribed, please like and subscribe. Very greatly appreciated there on this channel. So basically what happens here is Let's go here. And then let's keep going. So we generally see this to start moving a little bit, gaining latitude. But I want you guys to now watch this, okay? This is in the next 10 days. Take this, you guys. Look at it, in the next 10 days. Take this with a grain of salt. This is going to change, okay? But this generally is our weakness right in here. This generally could get pulled to the north. But we got a weaker high pressure moving right behind it. So what that's going to do is this kind of going to get reinforced. And then this high pressure is actually going to get reinforced. This opening right here is going to actually get locked down. Question is, does this happen quicker? That moves it more west. Does it happen a little bit less where this actually can move a little bit more north? Those are the big questions, okay? This is 10 days out. Take this with a massive grain of salt. We're going to actually kind of start speeding this up here with the GFS because now we're going to be getting 0Z run data. Also, this is now more in the fantasy land and things are happening. But we generally start to see this move north. This high pressure kind of dies off. But then we get another high pressure to the north. And yeah, you guys were expected here basically what this is over 10 days out. This is about 12 days out. Take this with a massive grain of salt. Please do. This is likely not going to happen. We're going to see a different outcome in the run here. By the way, we had 712 subscribers. Very greatly appreciate that. Massive grain of salt. I got to admit, you're the up-and-coming star. It takes a lot to impress me. Thank you. That is very greatly appreciate that. Thank you. You guys are amazing at the support. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you. You guys are the best. Yeah, it does get huge. But basically, take this with a massive grain of salt. What happens here is these high pressures pretty much connect. And what happens here is this is now pretty much pivotal this right into the coast. But we do have a cold front right here. Okay? But basically, as we keep going this out, as you guys been seeing, it does make almost a landfall in the Outer Banks, and then pretty much rides the East Coast, and actually makes a landfall in the Northeast, and then out. This will be an extremely bad case scenario with this system. We'll be talking about this, in this case, in this run, we'll be talking about this for the next 15 days on this channel if the GFS happens. That's a lot of time, okay? I'm not trying to, you know, hype this up. This is, like I said, take this with a grain of salt. Take everything with a grain of salt after 7 days, okay? In my opinion. The GFS is wonky, but we have seen this in the 12Z, where this, you can actually see where it had it driving right into South Carolina, and then much closer to the Bahamas. Also, this was 6Z. 6Z had it a little bit further north, where it generally moves north and then gets a little bit pivotal, and then boom. Okay, take this with a massive grain of salt. Only today's runs on the GFS has this case scenario. We'll have to keep an eye and watch out. So, yeah, very long. If I take any more grains of salt, I'm going to need. But thank you. You don't hype. Thank you. Lots can change in the next 10 days. Very agree. You're making me scared. I don't feel safe anymore because... No. Don't. Do not take this as that. That's not... I'm just saying take it with a massive grain of salt. We'll have to likely and wait and see. So now I want to take a look at the lovely European. We're going to look at this, and then we're going to look at the precip. Also, we got the icon. Let's just take a look. Oh, why does icon jump like this? I don't get it. Icon just jumps it full out like this. It's very wonky here. This is the next. Also, I want you guys to watch this. We could be watching, I did highlight this in the thumbnail here, something in this area also. Another AOI potentially. This will likely go out to sea in the farther North Atlantic and probably won't be any big thing. But the models are showing some support on that. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not rolling it out here. Also, we're 3 away from 50 likes. Also, you guys, let's get up to 720 subs, you guys. If you guys have not subscribed or liked, please like and subscribe. That'll be... I agree. DST, very greatly appreciate that. European's a very good model. I like to take a look at that. This is the brand new icon. That's coming out, 132. I don't know why. But it generally has a hurricane here. I want to take a look at the last run. So when we take a look at 12Z, look at that. We had a much shift to the south. Look, we had it right there, and boom. We have moved the icon a lot more south. So now the icon is starting to cave in with the GFS and European. That is significant. That tells me things are seriously significant, and this is the latest 0Z. But we'll have to wait and see. I'd rather see this one is fully out. But let's go back to the European here. Something to really watch out for. We'll have to take this with a massive grain of salt. Yes, very important, you guys. Very important stuff. Okay, so when we take a look at the European, what happens on the 18Z? So when we take a look at the next 24 hours, we do see generally a low pressure right here. And look at that. This, I want to actually take a look at the MOS anomalies, because I'm taking a look at the graph here for you guys. So we're actually going to do some comparison with the European and GFS. So this was GFS. This is European. They're about the same in the next 24 hours. Let's go 48 hours. And let's go from 12Z, 12Z, 18Z. It's a little bit more south. Also, let's take a look at GFS. GFS is a little stronger on that. Let's go back in here and boom. So, let's take a look at the next 72 hours. Look at it. It's still about the same as the GFS. The GFS is... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is the GFS at 1,006. This is the European at 1,009. What's going on here different is nothing really. They're about the same. The European's a little stronger and a little bit more south on that Bermuda high than the GFS. So that's a little bit interesting data there. How dangerous is this storm right now? We'll have to wait and see. We're not... Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, DST. Very greatly appreciate that. You guys are amazing. We're at 712 subs. That's awesome. You guys are amazing. Also, when we take a look at this, let's just go 144 hours out. We're just going to jump the gun here. So basically, this is significant, you guys. Wow. Look at the GFS. And then let's look at the Euro. The Euro has much more dominance over this, you guys. Very big dominance right here on this. This is helping it to pretty much drive west. I don't know. We'll have to wait for the 0Zs. I think generally the European is going to kind of cave more with the GFS. Or does this generally even move more south? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's very interesting information that we'll have to take a look at. Thank you. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate that. We're at 713 subs, everybody. Let's get our goal tonight to 750, if we could do that. 750. Also, we're 1 like away. Oh my god, that's crazy. Much more stronger high pressure on the latest 18Z Euro. When we take a look at 12Z, 12Z was about the same, but Euro on 18Z is a little bit more south and a little bit more dominant. Also, we're looking at 1002. How does the environment... Actually, we're not going to take a look at that just yet. We're going to take a look at the environment very soon and how big this storm could be for the Western Antilles and stuff like that. As we're going to be waiting on the 0Z models here. So let's just get a quick update on this. Nope, it is not. That's going to take a little bit, you guys, for the icon to completely come out. I'm interested on the GFS. I'm very interested on the GFS. Good night, Lee. Take care. Thank you for all your support. Thank you, man. Hey, thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are supporters. You guys are amazing on this channel. You guys are amazing. 713 subs. Alright, let's make a new goal. By 12 o'clock, let's get up to 720 subs by 11 o'clock. Also, let's share this stream out to multiple other people. If you guys know in the Atlantic, because GFS 0Z is going to pop crazy on this, you guys. You guys, all 100 plus viewers, let's stay on here for the 0Z GFS, because it's going to be, we're going to be rocking and rolling tonight. You know, I'm all prepared with this, and I'm ready, you guys. I've been waiting for this. We're going to do this actually tomorrow also. We're going to be live tomorrow. Probably I get out probably around like, tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah. So we're going to probably be live, probably much earlier. We're going to probably be live more like 9 or 9:30, latest 10 o'clock, in my opinion. Hopefully no big homework comes up, because I did try my best on the geometry homework today, before streaming, and I actually did try making a new thumbnail, and a pretty good one right before we did start streaming, and this has really paid off, you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys have been very supportive on this channel. By the way, we're at 714 subs. Very greatly appreciate that. Also, let's see if we can get up to 100 likes. We have 113 people. It could be bad. Thank you. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm just looking for the GFS, you guys. Sorry about that. Sorry if I'm trying to... Look, I have a lot of energy right now. This is the best live stream I ever had on this channel, and you guys are very supportive, and I actually thought you guys would kind of click away right away and not listen me out. You know, I'm not like Pat, where I had a whole team and stuff. I am working on that once again. I had some audio technical difficulties still, and I'm trying to fix that, but thank you. The full icon's actually out, you guys. We're going to actually take a look at the icon. Thank you for that. Who was that, actually, by the way? Alright, thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Very greatly appreciate that on this channel. Very. So, basically, let's take a look at the icon. Wait, what? When did Pivotal Weather start letting me use icon in 18Z? Have they always? No, it's the Euro. Okay. This is about to be interesting, you guys. Let's take a look at this. So we're just going to quickly go over this. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. What in the world is going on? Okay. Very interesting. We got our weakness right in here on the... This is 188 hours. This I'm not buying yet. That will be very interesting if that did happen. I doubt that's going to happen. I think Icon's overhyping that system. It usually does overhype some systems. But very interesting stuff there. Icon, okay, I know you guys are going to be wondering. Icon is actually much more south. I want you guys to take a look at that. Actually, Icon's catching up. Because when we took a look out into 180 hours out, you guys. Alright, let's do model trend. So let's go into 180. Never mind. Let's go to the forecast loop here. So actually the Icon's much more south here. The Icon on the last run, I'm trying to fit this all in here. The Icon's actually a lot more south here. If we take a look, let's go right there. Let's go here. Let's take a look at 12Z. You guys see that right there? Let's take a look at 12Z. Oh, that's why. 12Z had a low pressure here, you guys. Look at that. The Icon is generally more to the west and south right there, from 12Z to 18Z. So that's very interesting stuff right there that we'll have to keep an eye out for. Yeah, the Icon's very interesting. I'm waiting on the GFS to start running. That's going to be very interesting. Hey, you guys, we're one sub away from 715. Let's get to 715 subs tonight. That would be very greatly appreciated. GFS is running, you guys. We got the GFS. Oh, this is about to be lovely. GFS is running. What's your guys' thoughts on the GFS, everybody? Down below. What's your guys' latest thoughts on the GFS? That's not good. Look at the high right here. Look. The high already trended more south. You guys, I want you guys to take a look at the ML. We're going to be really on this. Look at. Look at. The high pressure is more on top of this. We got more of a dominating high pressure on this system. On the latest 0Z. Not good. The high pressure actually expanded and further to the south. So what that pretty much means is the chances for this to go in the Caribbean is becoming more and more likely at this current giving time. Not good at all. We're going to be doing the same thing. Also, quickly, I want you guys to read the National Hurricane Center. We're going to actually take a look. Look how much more south the National Hurricane Center has this. Our general wave. Look at that. Bam. It's kind of in line with the 18Z GFS here on the latest. On the National Hurricane Center. Much more south than previous. Very interesting stuff. Yes, trending more south. Not good at all. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's read this. So, showers and thunderstorms are associated with a tropical wave was located over the eastern tropical Atlantic, several hundred miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. Remain disorganized. Environmental conditions conducive for development of the system during the next several days, and a tropical depression is likely to form in late week or this weekend over the central Atlantic and moving slow towards the west-northwest at 5 to 10. The system is likely to move faster towards the west and northwest, or therefore, and reach the waters of the Lesser Antilles by midweek. We're at an 80 and 40. Probably by the morning we'll see this go up even further. Interesting. High pressure on the latest 24 hours is a little bit more contracted back. It's a little bit more weaker. Technically, it's a little bit more south, but it's a little bit more weaker. So it doesn't see any development in the next 24 hours. Interesting stuff right there. Let's quickly take a look back at the satellite imagery here. This is our wave right there. Pretty interesting stuff going on. There's definitely drier getting into this. I'm very interested on the latest GFS, what it's going to show. About the same, actually. It had 1,009. It looks to me it's, yeah, the latest hour, it's a little bit further south on the high pressure. That's not good. A little bit more further to the south. By the way, you guys, we have it 715 subs. We're 5 away from the goal. That's 720 subs. I think we could do that. Very greatly appreciate that. We're watching this. We're going to be taking a look at the water temps also. Here. That's the National Hurricane Center. Let's take a look at the water temperatures. Analyze. Let's go here. Let's go into west tropical Atlantic. So generally, where is this system located? I need to take a look at that. We're going to kind of draw this out here. $35 west. Just, So generally, our wave envelope is about here. Okay, that's our wave envelope. Basically, this goes a little bit more west and kind of does something like this. Or this goes a little bit more further north. Or this goes even further north. This does eventually get into 30 degrees Celsius. And these waters have actually warmed near the Puerto Rico. What worries me also is if the environment's very conducive, especially in the Western Antilles, you guys, you're looking at generally 30 degrees Celsius. Sunspots 30.5. And the waters are likely to keep warming. So the waters are ridiculously warm and something that we really have to keep an eye on. It likely won't come to South Florida. It likely won't. By the way, you guys, I just want to promote you guys to Pat's stream. Pat's predictor is awesome person of mine. He's very great. Also, David Salthour. If you guys have not seen him, he's a good YouTuber also. I have talked to him in the past. As you guys might, some of you guys might know. We have seen Pat predictors. Let's quickly just give Path Predictor a shout out on the channel. He's an awesome dude, you guys. He's the best, in my opinion. He is the best at what he does. There you guys go. Yeah, I just did on the water temps. Yeah, it was not good at all. Not good. Also, these waters over here are really, really bad in my opinion. Quickly, let's take a look at... Oh, GFS is now rolling. So what I notice is the GFS here is a little bit more south. The starting point, once again, is further to the south. High pressure is more connected here. So what does that mean is it's probably going to get pivotal right into the Bahamas and stuff. That's going to be a very interesting run, in my opinion. Let's go into Ocean Analyze. Let's go into Western Atlantic. What worries me is right here. Because if we see, if this low in proficient here, generally in these areas, we're looking at 30 to 32 degrees Celsius. You guys, this is Celsius. This is 86 to 88 degrees waters. And some of these waters near the Florida Keys, just south of Cuba, even parts in the Bahamas and shallow spots, you're looking at spots of 33 degrees Celsius. That's 90 degrees water temperatures Fahrenheit. That is an extreme amount of ocean water temps. All of the Gulf is very warm. Also, another major thing that we'll have to take a look at. By the way, we're 4 subs away from the lovely 720. All of the Gulf waters are warm. We're actually warming even closer here. We cooled off a bit up here thanks to some of that cold front, but that should generally re-intensify. Also, over here near Erin, it's getting warmer again. These waters are ridiculous. Very, very warm waters. Very big. Huh. Latest GFS is further south, but a little bit weaker. Very interesting stuff. Also, the high pressure, it's not south. It's pushed to the west. So what does that mean is we're going to have more of a westward movement now right here. So this pretty much probably brings us closer to the Antilles and Bahamas and even parts of the Florida's East Coast and generally the entire East Coast on the latest GFS if it continues. Because when we take a look at the next, look at that. Now, look at that. The starting point on the latest GFS is a little bit more north, but the high pressure is in more of a control and dominance. So generally more of a westward push on the latest GFS that we are going to be taking a look at. Not good at all. And then this is, yeah, look at that. Boom, already. Not good at all. Also, I want to take you guys a quick look, as we are going to be taking a look at that, is the environment. What does the environment look like generally? And we're going to like to take a look at 200 millibar shear. The shear levels are pretty good, but we are expected to deal with a little bit of outflow boundary, a little bit of shear, though, in the next couple of days. But once we get into these islands here, it's all bets are off as we develop a very good cyclonic flow all around the system, and it breathes very well. And then at this point, once it's near the southeast, we're breathing on all quadrants, on all sides. Very important stuff. Breathing very well. That's pretty much why we do see a major hurricane. And then, yeah, you really see that dominate over there. But what about the dry air? The dry air will be an issue in the short term. In the long term, dry air gets better and better. So generally, this system is much more different. By the way, we have entered back up to 107 views. That's very great. Hey, Pat. Yes, I know. We are holding strong here, Weather Kingdom. We are really doing good. We're at 55 likes. Our goal is to 60 likes by the end of the stream. We're going to be here for the entire run of the GFS and just show you guys. Probably by then the Canadian will come out, and then we'll probably end it there. We'll probably be on live for the next hour on this. So if you guys are new, please like and subscribe. We're already doing great. We generally see the GFS dry air. If this can develop in low-level center before leaving the ITC. What does ITC mean, you might ask? Is intercontinental MDR divergent. I forget the exact terms. I'm very sorry. If you, Pat, in there, if you can understand what the meaning of ITC again is, that'd be very greatly appreciated. Thank you, you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys have been very supportive on the channel. You guys are awesome. He was on my stream. You guys are awesome. It takes time. The GFS takes time, everybody. But when we take basically a look here on the dry air, there is a bit of dry air out ahead of it. That's why right now we are dealing with a bit of dry air to the north. And let me help you guys on that. So what dry air does the GFS shows? And that's pretty dominant here. When we take a look at water vapor right here. Look at this tropical wave. We got very I'm trying to use black when it's very drier in the black. Look at that. Very pivotal dryer right here. That's trying to drive right into this system. But overall, where this wave axis is in a pretty good environment. If this can try and develop in that wave envelope before completely converging, that's kind of what the GFS shows. And then it kind of comes out of that. Little bit of struggles, but generally that dryer, as we keep moving to the west, the dryer does become less, and then generally the system is in very good environment with wind shear and dryer. And then as we get closer, farther out, that's a very big question. And yeah, very major impacts potentially there. That's something to keep an eye out on. I'm not too confident on that. Also, when we take a look at the shear levels here, generally it's a cyclonic flow outwards. We don't see any major shear on this system, especially once this is over the islands here. This is why I'm a little bit more concerned that the conditions are very favorable with today's data. We also see in the next 72 hours here, we had 72 hours and we are at 1,009. A little bit quicker. High pressures, though, is a little bit more dominant. You see that? Look at that latest isobar. That's not good. That means more of a dominant high pressure over here. Basically means more of a pulling of a flow towards there. So with this might try and go more north, but then we're generally probably going to see this scrape the islands and then probably enter in this facility. I'm very concerned on what do we see. Do we see a major hurricane? Do we see a little bit weaker? Basically, why does it show drier? Basically, why is it a little bit weaker on the latest run? Basically, is there is a little bit more dry air inhabiting this, and it's also a little bit delayed on its development. This is the shear. There is a little bit of shear also on this. That's keeping this kind of an open wave. But, in the next 24 to 48 hours is by tomorrow night. Now we got outflow. Look at that. We got outflow in the next 40 hours. This is September 5th. This will be in the next 2 days here. We generally start growing an outflow boundary on this system, likely to help grow this system that's very major. Let me see if there's any questions in the comments here. True DDS, launch south below drier, very important. Launching equals west and hour. Closer to the trough is more path of the guide. That's very true, very valid right there. We're also at 717 subs. Very greatly appreciate that. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing people. We're only 4 likes away. Let's get up to you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We are now 3 away from the goal tonight. It's 720 subs. Also, we're only 3 likes away from 60 likes. I'll be very greatly appreciate that. You guys are amazing. We will know a lot more in the next 5 days. Very, very, very true. They're on the latest. The dry air, not too bad, generally. And then, generally the dry air on the latest run is actually less. There is less dry air. It's just the system's taking a little bit more broad right now. But this is likely going to develop here into a tropical storm in the next 3 days. That's my best opinion. And look at that, you guys. We see this generally get more shift to the south. Look at this. This is so much stronger on the GFS. Do you guys not see this? I mean, this was high pressure here. Look at our little circle right there. But I want you guys to take a look at that. Look how much this has grew. This has grew now all the way out in here. This is much bigger. Also, we're having much more forcing on top of this system as it enters here. So what's likely going to happen is, in my opinion, is this is likely going to track and probably skim or make a landfall in Puerto Rico and do something like this. That's the latest thinking on the latest 0Z. So the trend continues. Not good trend. This is bad. If you guys are in Puerto Rico, this is a very, very bad trend. This is now in about 3 days and 12 hours from now. Very important stuff. We're now at 719 subs. Let's get up to 720 subs. Very greatly appreciate that. Also, very bad. Also, you guys, we're at 61 likes. We already done our goal for tonight. We're going to be on for the next 1 hour or so into the GFS is done. And then we're going to answer some questions. We're probably going to end the stream about 1 in the morning, maybe 1:15. We'll have to wait and see on how we are doing by that time, because I know everybody will be probably very exhausted by that time, but I'm trying to show you guys that I'm here for the 0Zs. Also, we're going to be here tomorrow in tomorrow's update. Yeah. We're 1 sub away, you guys, from 720. Also, 60 subs. Very greatly appreciate that. That's an awesome goal. Let's make our new goal up to 70 likes before we end the stream. We got an hour to do that, so no rush. And look at that. Boom. The Euro's like that. It's a little bit quicker. Also, high pressure is a bit more dominant on this. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely a tropical storm in the next 4 to 5 days. 3 to 4 days, in my opinion. Okay. A lot has been covered. A lot. Also, as we're watching the GFS, we're going to actually take a look at some of the ensembles. The 18Z, 12Z, why not? Very interesting data that we have to take a look at. So when we take a look at the weather nerds here, let's take a look at the European. We're going to take a look at the 18Z. Let's go into the next 140. Let's go generally in here. Let's do that. This is in the next little bit. This is the 18Z model runs. We now see pretty much a major agreement on the 18Z on a much more southern push. This is generally very concerning because we do see a few ensembles on the southern side into strong tropical storm to even a hurricane status before hitting those islands. Tomorrow will be a major key tomorrow night when we go live. We're going to be live once again, probably like this once again for quite a few hours and really keep an eye on this. Okay? This is very interesting, man. These water temperature. Yeah, I know. Puerto Rico. If you guys are in Puerto Rico, if you guys are in these islands, I would honestly start putting you guys in tropical storm watches or watch. I would say generally right now with the latest trends, as if tomorrow night we continue with the latest trends like this, we're gonna put you guys, if you guys are in Puerto Rico and the islands, I'll make my own map and put you guys in tropical storm watches and give you guys the rundown of what you can expect in these islands. So I hope you guys like that. That's the goal with that here. But the European is pretty bad because when we take a look at 12Z to 18Z, we want to shift it a little bit more west and a little bit more south. Very significant. Prayers for you guys and your families from Fernando. Yeah, great. Definitely be prepared in case of a heads up. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. I'm in to the end. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate that. I'm originally from Puerto Rico and Maria. I'm not sure if they can take another big hit. Yeah, hey, Fernando, I agree. I actually was just in Puerto Rico this summer, and I was actually near the, I was in one of these islands here. Actually, I'm going to highlight this. I know we're getting a little off topic, but I was generally on this northern side, and then we actually visit a few of these islands in gray here that I visit. And there's, along the beaches and stuff, they actually do have closed off areas from Hurricane Irma and Maria back in 2018. There's actually a sign, and they're just leaving it there to just show you guys the damage that happened and the storm surge. To this day, I actually took some photos. I'm not going to show that in the stream. I actually wanted to make a photography down the road of my visit to Puerto Rico because I actually got some downpours in the rainfall and the sunny conditions, rainbows also. It was very unique down there in Puerto Rico. I love the island. It's very loving, supporting you guys from Puerto Rico. I'm actually half Puerto Rican myself, so it is very great to know. And, all my thoughts and prayers, not with just Puerto Rico, but everyone in the path here, whoever. My thoughts and prayers to everyone around the world, you guys. I know we are in a very tough part in the world. Everybody has their struggles, their battles, and you guys, nail it. You guys just keep your heads up. It's very important here on that. I did not mean to click on that. I was actually trying to delete the ad. But if you guys are from Puerto Rico or the islands, my thoughts and prayers to you guys. I remember these islands here getting hit. When I was younger watching Maria, it was just it was sad. I remember Maria with the hurricane force and then making landfall. I remember watching everything. It was just a true tragedy attack on Puerto Rico, and it was very sad, but oh God, I'm not liking this, you guys. Nope. Look at the latest GFS, already showing still even a hurricane in the next 6 and 7 days. Good news is, it's a little farther north. The high pressure is a little farther north, but the high pressure is stronger. Also, there's a little bit more of a weakness right there, but this generally is probably going to go right into these islands still, or make close impacts. When we take a look at 18Z, we generally saw this then generally move west and north. We'll have to wait and see on that. Maybe the 0Z is a little bit more further north. That'll be very good news. But we still got a hurricane. The run is still very similar. These are just fresh in data runs. Something that we'll have to keep a look at and everything. By the way, we have hit our goal. We're almost 7 likes away from 70 likes. Also, we're at 720 subs. We have gained tonight over 22 subs. Very greatly appreciate that. Let's make a new goal up to 730 subs tonight. We'll be on live for the next about 40 minutes or so. So if you guys are new, please like and subscribe as we are going to be taking a look at the GEFS. Probably will start to come out. here. Yeah, it was truly tragedy. Yeah, I'm not liking the latest GFS, you guys. Also, the Canadians starting to run also. Canadian, we'll have to wait and see. You know, Canadian's Canadian. It's not going to show a bullish hurricane, but if you guys are looking here, look at much more south also on the Canadian. So the trend pretty much to the south here on the Canadian also. If you look at the last few trends, much more south. So the trends are south, not good at all. When we take a look at the next 114 hours out, good news is this is a little bit further to the north, and that's pretty good news with the low pressure. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully this does not take a dip to the south. Also, conditions out ahead of this is even more favorable, actually. The favorability has actually gotten better with the dry air. Less and less drier in previous runs. So drier is less of an issue. And also shear is really not an issue as we have a cyclonic flow that pretty much develops. We got a little bit like that, and then breathing outwards. Generally like that. So the environment is very conducive for development, especially as we keep going in the next couple days. Drier is not that much. And if this is a smaller system, this can definitely pick up strength very quickly and stuff. We are now at 721 subs. We're 9 away from our next goal. That's 730 subs. Very greatly appreciate that. Also, we're at 64 likes. Let's get up to 70 likes, you guys. Really not good. But God bless everybody in these storms. Does anyone have questions as we are just watching the model data right now? Does anyone have any questions I would like to answer? Also, this is the latest MV3 that's been showing, and yeah, not good. Let's go into weather models again. We're gonna restart that. I want to take a look at it in the farther view. This is 18Z. Look at that, you guys. Also, we are noticing a major uptick with our next system also. That's very interesting. Good news, we don't see anything here with the FNV3. That's very good news. We're going to have to watch out this one. These model runs have been always showing south. It's just not the best, in my opinion, on that. But look at that, you guys. Some of these runs have been getting very close to the Bahamas and Southeast. Also, we're also noticing a lot more support on our the next few waves behind this that we're also going to have to watch in the future of these data, as the European also shows some data coming out of these on the 12Z. Also, look at that. The European ensemble is showing a little bit of support in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. Something to also keep a watch out if you guys are in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. Just ask it. High pressure strength in millibar MB versus position, which creates more dominance for steering. Yes, DST, you're very correct. Thank you for helping to answer that question. Anyone else with questions or concerns as we're waiting on the GFS to come out? We've been generally around 100 views tonight. That's been awesome. You guys are awesome for staying. Very greatly appreciate. Yes, time to keep a close eye. Yes, very greatly agree, you guys. Something to keep an eye out on. Oh, GFS, few more. Okay, we got some good news. GFS is a bit more north. That's better. You guys, we do have some good news on the latest GFS. It's a lot more north on the latest run. High pressure is a little bit more dominant, though. This is likely to make a turn a little bit quicker out to sea on this run. We do have a little bit better and hopeful on the latest 0Z. It's a little bit more north. That's always good news when we see that. What? Oh. You like my opinion? So basically, the high pressure strength in millibars versus positions. If, let's say, for example, what we saw, I want to explain this with the example here. This was this run, this is this run, and this is last run. What I'm a little bit concerned about, even though this is a little bit farther north, you guys. Also, I want to tell you guys, look how much more dominance these two highs are. We have much more of a dominant high than last run, where it's much more a westward push all the way down here. So this is likely going to get pivotal and then back into these regions of something maybe like not Florence, some other systems that we have to keep an eye out on. Good news, it's a little bit more north. That's always good news to always know. Also, we are seeing a little bit more support out of our next wave. They might try and hatch this. On the latest GFS, we do see much more of a tropical storm report right here. So we could be talking about another AOI in the Atlantic in the next little bit. This is in the next 5 days, everybody. 144 hours out. That's very significant. Also, the Canadian is much more south. European. Let's look at European in long range. It does not like that AOI. What worries me is, look at that, you guys. By September 15, we got, this is Gabrielle right here. This is our second wave, third wave, and even a fourth wave right here. So it looks like the main development region's going to be pretty active according to the AI model. And a lot of them to the west. So something to really keep a watch out on. Also, when we take a look at the MJO forecast, as we're waiting here, why not? How strong do you think it will get? I can't predict that, you guys. I seriously can't. I do not know. This has a very high ceiling, though, in my opinion. We'll have to wait and see. Huh. Currently, what we're going to be doing with the main development region, we're going to be in that favorable condition right here. It's even better when it's over here. Even more dominance. But even in 1, 2, and 3, is in very good conditions for the Northeast, by the way. So that's probably why we're seeing all that future activity. Yep, look at that. Not good. We also now see on the GFS, very interesting here, another AOI right here. This actually starts to strengthen. This could be our next named storm, you guys. We could be talking about another AOI here and then another wave here. So it looks like as these tropical waves are coming off Africa, where the models are actually now starting to catch up to it, that, yeah, we could definitely be in an active period with the Atlantic as of right now. Very important. Also, look at that. It's starting to move west. That's not good. That means that high pressure is starting to get pivotal. Pivotal right there. Not good. This is not turning into a good event now. Yeah, look at that. We also keep this around tropical storm status. This is going to have a little bit of unfavorable conditions. Probably with the dryer, it's going to struggle a little bit, in my opinion. But look at that, you guys. We go a little bit north here. And then look. Bam. And then bam. Due west. Pretty much in the last few runs. Scans. It's north. But it's due west right there. And we'll have to wait and see if this does go a little bit farther west. Good news is it's pretty confident on a tropical storm. Dry air here. There it is. There's a lot more dry air on this run that gets into it a little bit more. That helps to keep the dry air intrusion a little bit more major. 162 hours out. Continuing to move due west here. This is at a 995 here. Probably starting to get to hurricane status just before. The GFS is not out of the realm of possibility. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. Our goal is to 730 subs by about 12:40, 1 o'clock. Also, let's get up to 70 likes. You guys have been awesome on this channel. Very greatly appreciate it. One moment. We're pretty much watching the GFS there. Let's go back in the chat. Let's see what the chat's cooking up here. What? Yeah, the Gulf could support another Milton on a serious note. You ain't wrong, 000. I'm in Eastern North Carolina. I am watching like a hawk. Yeah, I know, Trent. I know you're watching this. Or, I mean, Kent. My bad. It could help. If you guys are new, let's get ourselves to 725 subscribers. It would be very greatly appreciate that. Feeling a little tired now, but we still got about 40 minutes of the stream left before we do anything. Ooh, not good. We're also watching this wave now. The GFS really likes to pop up this tropical wave. Also another area here. Look at that, you guys. 0 on bam, bam, and now even another bam. That's 3 tropical waves on the latest 0 that has potential development. Look how quickly the models just go from inactive, busty season of a 2013 to now like a potentially 2017 season that could try and evolve here. This is not much farther north now on the latest run. If this goes any more west, this is definitely going to get a lot closer on the latest run. Not good at all. Also, we have much more of a dominant high there. This is why I'm saying I think this could actually go more into the Bahamas on this run. I'm going to be dead honest with you guys. Look at this high pressure. We got so much more dominance right here. Look at that. We got so much more dominance right here where this just drives it west. I'm telling you right now, this will probably make a If this just kept continuing and we didn't see any difference, this would probably drive right into North Carolina or South Carolina. Not even the Northeast this run. Much more of a dominant high pressure here. Not good at all. By the way, we have made it to 722 subs worth. We are 8 now away. We're also 5 likes away. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Rainbow. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I'm a little tired, but you guys are very supportive. This is by far the best channel. You guys are such a great group. By the way, tomorrow I'll be covering... Oh, no. Why? Yup, look at that. Yup. Starting to... Oh. That's not good. Wow. Look how much closer this is getting. 985 here. We're still a little bit further to the north. That's good. There is still some dry air on the latest GFS here. That's good. Yeah, see that? Look. This will most likely, even though it's a little bit further north, this would eventually... Right now on the latest GFS, what I'm seeing is... That's the latest GFS. In my opinion, the GFS is going to do something like this, you guys. Or it's going to do something like this. That's the latest GFS thing, in my opinion. As we keep looking. By the way, we're 3 likes away from 70. The Herbert box, basically. Yes, I do know about that. There has been storms, especially in this time of year. I won't say this is going to hit Florida, in my opinion. The pattern is not there. It's not fully there. Only if we see another major shift. But right now, I do not think the pattern box is going to really do that much. I think right now, the pattern that we are seeing on the latest GFS will likely... I think the GFS is at its senses where it's starting to lock it in a bit, in my opinion. Yeah. Thank you. Intertropical Convergence Zone. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate that. Oh, wow. Canadian also showed... Wow. And stronger. Look at that. We also got Canadian here that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Look at that. Much further to the south here. And stronger. More signs of not good, you guys. Just bottom line. Everything just keeps trending worse. Especially with the 0Z. Not good at all, anyone. By the way, we're at 68 likes. Let's get up to 70 before we end the stream. We got about another 20 minutes to an hour on the stream. Yep. Not good, you guys. Not good at all. We're going to be live tomorrow night. That's going to be awesome. Ooh, we got a little bit more. Good news is, on the latest run, it's a little bit farther away from the islands. Regardless. That's always better news. We take whatever good news right now. The only thing is, look at that. The high pressure is so much more pushed. Like I said, I think what's going to happen is like this. Whoa! Oh my god, I did not mean that. Oh my god. I did not mean that, you guys. I didn't even mean to do that line. My pen just glitched out. See, Gabrielle is already trying to tell me where it wants to go. You know, imagine if the GFS just went right into the Gulf this run. Oh my god. That would be a whole nother ball game again. You guys, we have hit 70 likes. Very greatly appreciate that. Also, oh, I thought we did. We're at 69 likes. Never mind. Oh, no, we're at 70. Thank you, guys. No, that was my fault. All right. Oh my. What? Are you guys seeing this? You guys. What is this? An area to watch over here. 1, 2. What? Okay. GFS has gone bonkers, you guys. You guys. This is not good. Thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys are very supportive. What is going on with the GFS here? We got another system. We got another system right here behind this. Like, what? Okay, we are not going back to 2017. We are not going to be doing Irma. You guys, remember when we had Irma, Jose, and then our king named Storm? And then we had something else to watch it. No, we are not doing... Okay. Okay. The Atlantic is trying to blow up. This is crazy. The Atlantic is trying to show its dominance. Too early. Oh my god, we're going to be live streaming forever, you guys. I'm about to be going for the next 2 months straight just live streaming on this channel. Look at the latest Canadian, much stronger. Canadian actually has a hurricane here. European is more to the south, and European AI is to the south, and GFS is like this. GF is actually for the furthest to the north. Latest run is further to the north. That's really good. That's always good news, even though if it hits the United States. It's good for Puerto Rico and the islands. Oh my god, yeah. We're going to be ending the stream, you guys, probably in the next half an hour. Probably closer to 1 because I do have to wake up like 7 in the morning. And if I'm going to stay... Okay, that's good. GFS is actually a bit more north. Not bad. Not bad. We take it. I'm just not liking all this moisture in the here, and then we have another. Like, what's going on? This could try and help it, actually. That's always good news. I'm very curious now. I had to go a little bit north and then get slingshotted. We'll have to wait and see. On the 0Z. Remember, we only look in the next 5 days, you guys. The next 5 days is this. Or, this is actually 6 days. Oh, no. Yeah. This is the next 5 days. We usually look in the next 120 hours out. One moment. Alright. You guys are awesome. You guys have been really supportive. Okay. We're still at like 81 people watching. That's awesome. This was a very successful stream. Let's do this again tomorrow night. Huh. Wow, look at that. Canadians much more further to the south. But what's going on over here, you guys? Oh, no. It's happening. It's happening. You guys, it's getting driven. Look at this. I don't think you guys see this. Look. You see how we go north here, and then look. West, and then boom, due west. While we have next tropical wave, another tropical wave, and another tropical wave. And then areas to watch right here. What's going on? You guys, this is crazy. Like I said, GFS is probably going to drive this right into the Carolinas again. Not good. Also shows other tropical areas. That's really not good. GEFS ain't... Oh, GEFS is running. Look at all this model data right there. Huh. Yeah, look at that. Not good. Yep, this is going to drive because this high pressure is going to actually come here. This high pressure is retracting this way. Basically what this means is, oh. This could honestly do something like that, you guys, on the latest GFS. We got 90 people watching it. That's awesome. Yeah, very well to the south, you guys. Very bad. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. Our goal is to 730 subs. Also, let's get up to 70 likes. Yeah, backloaded slingshot. What? 365 days. They are still streaming. No longer there. Just it's still taking. Oh my god. You guys are funny. I'm just reading the chat right now. Hoping for a different ball game tomorrow. It's likely going for it going out to sea 3 hours later, still streaming. LOL. Probably won't. I'll probably end it after watching these. Because I do have to go to bed. I still think it will go more north. Wishful thinking maybe, but if correct in thinking, it will go south. Oh my god, yes. Will this be a named storm, and when do you guys think it will be named by? This storm, Gabrielle, will be the next name for the AOI right now in the Atlantic. Oh, we're waiting. Look at the favorability, though, you guys. The 200 millibar winds, though. Very favorable. The atmosphere is extremely favorable. And then, you know, our next system. As we're going to be seeing another hurricane on the GFS by the end of the 0Z run. That's what it looks like. Yeah, very late curve. I'm happy for your growth and record stream today. You are going to keep growing. I need to get sleep, please. Shortly, still singing. Hey, thank you, Rainbow. Very greatly appreciate that. You did awesome. The AI models doesn't show too much. By the way, you guys, we're at 70 likes. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate that. Let's go to 730 subs. 71 likes now. Thank you. Gonna follow Erin's path. Alright. Don't even. Oh my god. Alright, made that little northern jolly. That's awesome. At this point... Oh my... You guys. This is so bad. Is this going to hit Florida? I don't even want to say this. It's been doing this. Look. No. You guys. We're not going to say it. We're just not. This is going west, and why does it look like it's going for the Bahamas? Oh god, don't tell me this is what I'm thinking. I don't even want to think. I'm scared for the 0Z GFS now. Oh my god. You guys, all we can pray right now is this to go north and out to sea. If this goes oh my god. Thank you, Rainbow. You guys, I'm not even trying to overhype this. Remember, take this with a massive grain of salt. We're just taking a look at the latest models. I'm not liking this. If we take a look at the last 18Z, what basically happened is, the pressures are more dominant. Basically what I said is, I don't think this generally gonna move like this. And then pivot. Somewhere there. That's what's gonna happen. That's my latest thinking. That's what's gonna happen. Worst case scenario is if it goes more like west and then kind of hits the Bahamas like this. This is right now the path. Generally on the latest GFS. Not good. High blood pressure, I'm sorry. Yeah, everybody, pick a state. What do you think the GFS is going to do? We'll have to wait and see, alright? That's basically... You guys? What's going on with the GFS? You see that, it's getting slingshotted so much right now to the west. No, you are right, man. You are right. PM, you are right. You just made it seem like, it's not going to happen. Okay. What is going on with the GFS? You guys, what's going on with the GFS? It's doing I'm just going to say it. It's doing a Dorian. The GFS is doing a Dorian on the 0Z. Yep. Look at that. You guys, I don't even want to say it. Look at that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Everybody, why is it doing this? I'm sounding... Look, this is, by the way, 9 to 10 days out. We'll have to wait and see if any of this comes true. Things are going to change. Hey, Kent. I don't even know if this is going to hit the Carolinas anymore. It probably will. We need to see how tomorrow night runs go. Remember, the 10-day mark is at 140. Alright? 240. This is 10 days out. Okay? This is in 10 days from now. Alright? We'll have to wait and see. But, I'm not liking this west. This is just going due west. Oh my god. You guys. I'm not even trying to worry you guys. Remember when it made that accident? What is going on in the Caribbean also? What is going on? We'll have to wait and see. What? Okay. What's going on with the 0Z? What is going on with the 0Z? We now going southwest? Homie. What What is going on? What is going on? Okay, you guys throw out the GFS. This is wonky. The GFS pretty much drives. And this... Oh my god. You guys, remember when I made that accidental line? You guys remember, like, you know when I accidentally made that line and my hand moved and it made that line? Why is that line becoming so serious right now? Remember that line that had it going into Florida? Look, remember that line that had it going right into Florida and then like that? Why is the 0Z run kind of following that line? Remember, this is far out. This is weird. Okay, look, PM. I'm not even trying to start an argument with you. Okay. We know that the GFS is out of launch. I mean, this is likely not going to happen. When was the last time we saw a hurricane like this? It's out of launch, and I know that. I'm not even trying to, like, come after you or anything, but I need... You're saying how long... No, that's wrong. You guys, the GFS, throw it out. We know things keep changing. This is going to likely change. No, I know what you mean, man. Look, we're just looking at the GFS. Like I said, I've been saying it with this entire stream. Take 5 days out with a grain of salt. We're just taking a look at the GFS in general. Okay? Because look, the Canadian's a whole nother story. Canadian has it going out to sea. It is a lot more to the south. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it's been doing that, but you guys, the GFS 0Z is out of wonk. I mean, this is like, you could, I'm going to tell you this right now. PM is right. Do not take these models with a grain of salt. We still have to wait until the system forms. This is a whole different ball game with the latest GFS. Not really, because it's an entire run. We look at the last few runs, it's been all over. We'll have to wait and see. This is the 0Z. We'll have to just wait and see. No. On the GFS, probably. It's going to show a Florida landfall. But it's not. By the way, we're at 73 likes, everybody. Let's go to 80 likes. No, everybody. Look, PM ain't wrong. Take this with a grain of salt. The storm hasn't even formed. We're just taking a look at this because we're here. We kind of already looked at everything. And I promise you guys we'll just take a look at the zeros. I do think the GFS is ridiculous. It's showing a major hurricane going right into the Bahamas and probably into Florida. That's probably not going to happen. But it's something to watch for in the future. Yes, you are right. I do agree with your statement. Since it'll get demolished for about 10 years, it has improved. But this model run has issues. You can easily see it has issues. It's a whole different ball game. And look at that. Now it's starting to shoot north. You ain't wrong. It has issues. If we saw this with the euro, it would have been a little different. Yeah, I know, right? You guys, we are doing crushing it. We are at almost 1 in the morning. We got almost 100 people watching still. That's crazy. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. You guys, let's get to Weather Kingdom let's get up to 730 subs tonight. Because we're going to be ending this stream soon. Everybody here right now, just subscribe. Check your notifications. We're going to be live tomorrow on this. Probably much earlier, and we'll probably do the same thing. So we'll probably be live for probably a good 3 to 4 hours tomorrow. Most likely. If it's not too busy. We're at 74 likes. Thank you guys. Let's go to 80. Also, everybody here, let's subscribe. 76 likes. Very greatly appreciate that. Let's get up to 730 subs, everybody. 75 likes. That's awesome. Looks like some dry air gets into it. Let's take a look at the ensembles as we are. Actually, you guys, I just want you guys to take a look. This was 18Z. Look at the latest 0Z. Look at that. Look at the 18. Look at the ensembles difference. The 0Zs are much more further south. Just to keep an eye, I'm not saying that the GFS is right, but the ensembles that are coming in currently is more south. Just a heads up. By the way, you guys, we're at 723 subscribers. Let's get up to 730 before we end the stream here tonight. You guys have been awesome. We're not going to stay here for the National Hurricane Center. Thank you, CA Human. By the way, you guys, we are 2 likes away from the goal tonight. So, I'm going to actually give you guys my opinion in the next few minutes here. As we're pretty much finishing up the stream here tonight. We're kind of going to go over everything before we go. This is, you guys look, this is ridiculous. This goes out to 384. This goes out to like 17 days. Basically, we'll have to keep an eye. Canadian has it like this. I don't know what it has doing with that low off the coast. That's weird. You guys, we've been live for a while tonight. We've been doing great, everybody. I agree with you, PM. We'll have to wait. The Euro AI doesn't show development. Euro AI doesn't show any development out of this storm. It shows other development out of other waves, but it doesn't show any development out of it. It's because it's the AI. It's not the best model to look at for tropical cyclones. It's more made for looking at patterns and stuff. What the heck? What in the world? The GFS is getting slingshotted outwards now. That's interesting. Now, oh my God, now Gabrielle is looking to go to Bermuda. Oh yeah, we also have a Discord. Actually, let me share this with you guys. I forgot to share this with you guys. See, the GFS is going to change. This is, like PM said, look at that. First off, the way it moves is very weird. The movement, the pattern, it's very weird. I was just, look, when I was just talking about, oh, now it's going to go into Florida, I was just saying that because, I told you guys, take this with all a grain of salt. You guys are just talking with me, and, we're just watching things. We're not locking anything in. If this was, 5 days out, we'll be right now friggin' serious more than ever. We are still serious, but you know what I mean? We'll have to wait and see. Alright, welcome everybody. We're still got... Yeah. Jenny. I don't... Oh, what in the world? I actually don't remember Jenny. Was Jenny like... It got very close and then it just shot out into the Atlantic. Let's actually take a look at... Hurricane Jenny. This? What the heck? Oh, it did a loop, right? Oh, it does a loop, yeah. You guys, we're 2 likes away from 80 likes. Let's do it. Jenny was 2004. Oh, it did something like that. Okay. What in the world? Jenny, okay, interesting. Jenny went shot to the north, back, damn. And then bam, right into Florida. That's crazy. Jenny's interesting. It can do a lot right now. This story, remember, like we said, PM. Things are, oh no. What's going on here? Is this going to slam right into the northeast again? I don't understand this anymore. Actually, Canadians are more south on the latest run. Regardless on its movement to the north. $18Z, 0Z. Much more south on the GFS. So let's go back to satellite, you guys. We're going to actually close out the stream here. But we're going to talk a little bit about the recap of this system. You guys have been very supportive. I greatly appreciate you guys. You guys have been awesome. Alright, everybody. We're going to be ending the stream here. But I want to talk a little bit. So if you guys are new, I would love for you guys to like and subscribe. Tomorrow we will be live on this around 9 to 9:30. Latest 10 o'clock. Weather Kingdom will be live. We're going to be doing the same thing. Okay? All the way probably up to 12 o'clock. Just depends on everything. But, just this is the FYI. If you guys want more information, you guys have to like, subscribe, and hit those bell notifications that when I go live, you guys get those notifications. Especially when I post videos. Because those are very important. We are likely going to be live for the next... It looks to me right now with this AOI and a few other AOIs, we could be going live pretty much every night for the next month straight. Throughout the entire month of September. It looks like we could be going live. That'll likely be with no videos. We might do a few videos there and there on the weekends throughout the earlier days. But that's pretty much the recap on the channel. When we're talking about the AOI, basically, what we noticed today, there is a southern shift. So, we noticed there's been a massive southern shift that's very important. It's not guaranteed. The GFS take everything with a grain of salt. We'll have to wait a few days from now until we get an invest. And I do think eventually we'll be getting an invest. As to me, it looks like our general access wave is right in here. You could kind of see it right here. Circling right there. Getting a little bit better defined in our wave. Some convection to the north. And we'll have to wait and see right there. So basically, what we saw tonight, take it with a grain of salt. If you guys are in Puerto Rico, the Leeward Islands, Western Antilles, Bahamas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, all the way up to the East Coast, just watch. Nothing's guaranteed. Just watch the storm. This is likely going to be changing in the future runs. Things are going to change, and we'll have to wait. All right, that's the recap. I appreciate you guys, all your guys' support. And I hope you guys like and subscribe. I will be there. Let's hit one more like. Let's go to 80 likes tonight. Wrong way, Lenny. We crushed it tonight, you guys. Thank you.